Hey y'all. So apparently the video I did yesterday on February 1st, the first day of Black History Month, didn't have sound. When I recorded the video, because I use OBS Studio, free open source recording software and everything, been using it for a minute. Didn't really have any problems. I did have problems on my old computer, but then I bought a brand new computer, and so it's working seamlessly now. But I don't know what happened yesterday because, like I said, when I was recording it, the sound was working. But I got a message saying there was no sound. So I'm recording it now. So the video is a Christmas Carol. Is the Christmas Carol racist? And the Christmas Carol is Jingle Bells. Is Jingle Bells racist? Where did I found this? I was watching the block NZ in New Zealand yesterday and going through my Instagram, and I saw an Instagram post about this. And so I said, what? And so I started Googling, and then I was looking at some news and everything, and then I found the person who was interviewed by The Guardian. The Guardian is an online news content information. I'm going to bring that up, but I'm going to connect this to the description. So let's just go dive through. So the article was done back in 2017, and the person who wrote the information was Kina Hamill. So she wrote an academic paper on the popular Christmas carol's roots in minstrelsy. She was not prepared for the internet trolling and Fox News fame. So let's go through this. So she aimed to shed light on a long hidden history detailing the racist origin of a popular Christmas carol. Instead, the university lecturer ended up the target of right-wing trolling after her academic research on Jingle Bells was twisted into an example of liberal overreach. Hate-filled emails flooded her inbox. Hamill of Boston University told The Guardian, quote, I was told that I was trying to ruin Christmas for children who weren't allowed to sing the song anymore, and that I was ruining the Jingle Bell Festival in our town, unquote. Hamill had probed the origins of the popular carol, hoping to settle a friendly rivalry between Medford, Massachusetts and Savannah, Georgia, over where Jingle Bells was written. About 2 years ago, she stumbled across a rather different story. The song, initially known as One Horse Open Sleigh, was first performed in blackface in a minstrel show in Boston in September of 1857. She discovered. Hamill published the findings in a peer-reviewed paper in September, noting that during the past 160 years, the song had become an example of music whose, quote, blackface and racist origins have been subtly and systematically removed from its history, unquote. The song was written by James Pierpont, who badly needed work after failing at several other professional ventures. Quote, Pierpont capitalized on minstrel music and entered upon a, quote, safe, unquote, ground for satirizing black participation in northern winter activities, quote, she wrote. Last year, she detailed her findings into local media, yielding a front page story in the Boston Globe and no backlash. So, like I said, I'm going to link this article into the description. It's not that much longer, but it is a good read. So I just dived in since this article was 8, 9 years older, almost 9 years. So 8 years old as of December last year. So I Googled and deep dived in it, and it said Jingle Bells is considered by historians to have roots in the 19th century blackface minstrel show tradition rather than being explicitly steeped in racist lyrics. Because my question was, is Jingle Bells steeped in racist lyrics? In its modern, commonly sung form, while the lyrics itself are generally innocuous, meaning no hate or anything like that, research has shown that the song debuted in 1857 at a Boston minstrel show, a genre designed to mock and caricature black people. Now, to go deeper in that, what that means is back in the late 1800s and the early 1900s, there was a genre, musicals, back in the day, where white people used makeup to black face their white face to look like they were black people, and then used makeup to widen their nose and make the lips look like they were swollen. So it was a caricature of black people, and that's why they called it blackface. And so, again, just like I said, it was verified that number one, this was done in Boston, Massachusetts, not Savannah, Georgia. The minstrel shows were a form of entertainment where white performers in blackface caricatured and mocked enslaved and free African Americans. The composer, James Lord Pierpont, interesting about his background, he was white, but he was from an abolitionist family, meaning they were against slavery. But he later moved to the South and he served in the Confederacy. But some people in the 20th century and the 21st century were looking at this. Part of the song says, "laughing all the way." Some, including social commentator Khalil Green, argue that the lyric "laughing all the way" may be a reference to a 19th century comedic routine known as the laughing darky, though this is not universally agreed upon by all historians. So, this is part of history. Some of this is not taught, but because this is part of our history, shouldn't this be part of our conversation? In the old video that I was talking about, I went to a tangent about the N word and the F word, because I'm a black gay man. And here's where I am. Here's where I stand. Am I going to sing Jingle Bells anymore? I don't know. Because just like my research said, Jingle Bells itself is not racist. But if I sing it, I'm going to remember where this song came from. And that's part of history. It's not, all history is not good. All history doesn't make you smile. Some history can make you cry. Some history can make you angry. But history should open conversations. Because people who don't remember their history are doomed to repeat it. They are doomed to repeat it. Current administration is about that, but that's not the subject of this video. The other thing that I was talking about was in my inner circle, and again, I'm a black gay man, And I was raised in the South, not too far where I am right now, down in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Almost not the deep South, but the buckle of the Bible Belt. And so, not to mention the fact, South Carolina is where the first shot of the Civil War was fired. The word nigger and all its derivatives was created during slavery, and it was created to suppress black people. It was born out of hate. There is no possible way. I don't care how much sugar cane that you put on it, it's not going to change the taste of that word. It's not. And I hear black people, particularly black men and black women, all the time, even in our movies and our comedies and everything, just using this word. They're going, nigga this and nigga that. From my perspective, that is a slave mentality. A slave mentality. Because when slaves started using that, they used it the same way that their overseers used it. To suppress people below them. To shame them. To shame them. And in the vernacular today, there is still shame in that word. And again, you cannot remove that. So let's go to the companion street that I'm on. I'm gay. A lot of gay men and a lot of people in the LGBT nation use the word faggot. Yeah, they call each other that, but they were ready to fight if anybody else says it. I'm sorry, you cannot take the same thing. It was born out of hate, and still shame on it, and using it to suppress someone else that you don't like. So no, if that's part of your vernacular, you're not going to be in my inner circle. You're not. And I'm not giving this up. I'm not. If the N-word is in your vernacular, there's nothing that we can talk about. There's nothing we can talk about it, because you're not going to change my mind. I might listen to your perspective, and I will say thank you for your perspective, but nothing you have said has changed my mind. But my point is, history should open conversations just to talk. Because while my mind might not be changed, it may be changed from some other thing. Somebody talking to me may not change my mind, but an article might change my mind. A video might make me think about my perspective. But I remember when I was in elementary school, again, down the road in Spartanburg, South Carolina, Carrier Elementary School, I came home and I asked my mom what that word was. And I will never forget the look on her face. She took me into the living room, sat me down, and brought my grandparents in there. And for 10 minutes, I got a history of that word. And from that day on, I have never used it until I became an adult. Same thing, I used to use the F word. I did. Because I was drinking the gay tea. I was. But not so much. Because education can make you think. And that's what this is about. Because I said that I wasn't going to do videos for Black History Month this year unless I was going to be able to do something new, something that I didn't know, or open conversations. And so that's what this video is for. And so now this video is a little bit longer than the other one, so I'm going to wrap this up. But what do you think about? You don't have to put comments or anything like that. Somebody put a comment on the other one saying people got too much time on their hands. No, I do not have too much time on my hands. I'm trying to educate myself and educate other people, or open the door so that someone can educate themselves. Not trying to change minds, but just opening conversations. But the other comment, I appreciate that because I didn't know that my sound went away. So I appreciate that. But anyway, think about it. Think about it. And happy Black History Month. And I will see you on the next video.